call him a dick, but you know,
A
I
lovable asshole. How's that sound?
what?
A lovable asshole.
A lovable asshole. Yeah.
Hmm.
I don't know. He's perpetually kind of has like an undertone of rage in him, so he's always kind of a little angry.
Yeah.
Um, so I think there's a sense of like not giving a fuck, which I wish I had more of.
Yeah.
I will say with Seth though, like last week I was starting to, and maybe I misread it, but I was like starting to read some like undertones of like, I don't know, like not maliciousness, but like starting to think that like old Sudsy's not as always cute and fluffy as you think he is.
So have to wait and see, I guess.
Yeah.
Sean's like, sure. Moving on.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to give anything away.
No, no, no,
There's no
don't, please.
um,
I like
I,
surprises.
I
I have
assumed
the
it might.
tendency to Oh, sorry, you go, Ryan.
I was just gonna say I assumed with the blood hunter, but please go on.
Oh yeah, he's just Blood Hunter just by like D&D standards, but I don't consider him to be a Blood Hunter at all. Like I don't to be honest, I don't think he's hunting anything. Like I think he's strictly a coffee pot with a complex mind.
I love that.
Yeah. Hey, Bat, just coming from a Elias and like having a difficult time role playing Elias because I'm not that edgy. I'm not that edgy, and I'm not that clever, and so I wanted to just reel it back and play like a Winnie the Pooh type character. Like I don't know, but definitely complex. So we'll see what happens. Yeah.
Really love your sense of whimsy and exploration with him. I think
Yeah,
like it's
thanks.
just so adorable, like the little things that he just kind of like finds himself in w without even trying to.
Oh, he's got that childish charm to him, I guess.
Mm. Hi, everybody.
Hey,
How's everyone doing?
Pretty good, very sleepy. Pretty good.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's been a week.
Yeah. Have Ben, you've been traveling? Is
Oh
commuting?
yeah, I mean, I my new job means I go in twice a week, but we had a bunch of events that also went early, so I was like some days waking up at like 5:15 to like hop
Oof,
the subway and get
Yeah.
into town. But it all
oof.
culminated in a meeting today that I left that was like as close as possible to a bunch of people going, Ben, Ben, we love Ben. So that felt
Oh,
good.
Oh.
So it was all worth it, but I'm gonna go pass out after this and hopefully spend all of Friday just like barely doing my job in my sweatpants.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always nice to know. It's like I did my work this week. I think I've
Yeah.
earned some time. Um,
Hmm.
I thought I had more paper than that. Guess I'm gonna have to work with what I got.
oh dear.
Um,
I think my day just slammed into me too, but it's a good kind of tired.
Yeah, you did a lot.
Eh, work today was actually not terribly busy until like later on. Most of the day was fine.
Well, you did yoga, you cleaned our humidifier.
that's a whole day right there.
Yeah.
That's Yeah. And I did that on top of a full-time job. I'm really the woman that has it all.
Is that all there is?
Certainly not.
Does everyone else know? Maybe I shouldn't spill your tea. That you just go around the house singing that song.
I don't even know if everybody knows that song.
I'm not sure I do.
All right, hold on. I gotta find the. So I had to. This is a very long story. Was supposed to go to a murder mystery party where I was playing a lounge singer character. It was described as having a husky voice. I was also the murderer, and because it was a murder mystery game from the 80s, so the queer character must die. So I'm joking. So anyway, but also not. So I was looking up lounge singers, and I found Peggy Lee, who I know from Fever. Like, she's the one who sings Fever, but like I'd never heard her sing anything else. And I found her doing this cover of a song called "Is That All There Is?" And 95% of it is speaking. Like, it's not that much singing. And she's just narrating all these times in her life that were a wild disappointment, but it's Peggy Lee, so everything is deadpan. So she's like, when I was a little girl, my house caught on fire. I'll never forget the look on my father's face as he pulled me out on the front lawn. And as I sat there watching the world go up in flames, I asked myself, it's to a fire. And so I just quote it and sing it around the house all the time because it's absolutely fucking absurd. And it's also devastating.
Very interesting.
My favorite part is toward the bridge as she goes, and look, I know what you're all thinking. If she's really that miserable, why doesn't she just end it all? Oh no, not me. I'm not ready for that final disappointment.
Oh boy.
I'll remind you, it's the holiday season. We're trying to have a lovely week and a half off, 2 weeks. And I'm just sitting around the house and I hear my loving fiance just go, is that all there is?
I didn't know that Peggy Lee was so well known for her like deadpan sensual delivery. And I'm just like, it's a talent.
It's something.
Takes an act.
Yeah.
Where did you find that, Ryan? That
Oh,
cover?
I just looked up Peggy Lee. Hold on, I'll
Oh.
see if I'll grab it for you.
Do you know what the cover, like who she was covering? Who originally did the song?
Yeah, I Googled it at some point. It started with a British artist, I think. There's like a billion covers of the song. I guess all these women are very disappointed, which, in 2025 I can sympathize and understand.
Yeah, sure.
I just
Cool.
sent a recording that I found.
I'll give that a listen later.
And then it's live, which I found interesting because her body language is also very interesting during the song. So I misspoke, by the way. Elior owns a viol. Can I retcon that he got a loot pad? Is that okay?
I suppose it's gonna.
I know it's game.
Let me just rip out all these pages here.
Ham Frog, not a big deal. Men in Black Gun,
Yeah.
totally fine. Elior with a
Ham
loot,
frogs.
campaign's over.
I saw the messages and just like imagined like Pat like with the lights off in a corner, like smoking a cigarette, like just his hands shaking.
It all started with the first session of Microscope. Said, here, take the reins to the universe. We'll build it together. 5 sessions in, every open panel on this ship has a gun. They gotta be different guns.
Ladies and gentlemen, and all those in between, Ham the Frog. Ham the Frog.
I know he's an opera singer. However,
Those lyrics? That was just your thing this morning?
we'll find out the true origins of the ham frog. Yeah, I don't know where she was going with that. Um, but uh, while Christina is, I believe, out of her meeting and on her way home, she is not here quite yet. And unfortunately, Lunar will not be present tonight. So, um, without further ado,
Yeah,
um, man, that especially because of how much I notice I talk both in this and then in meetings that I have to do at work. If someone ever says one syllable wrong, it's like, ah, you don't know how to speak, man.
Yep.
Haha.
It's
Yep.
over.
um, anyway, without further ado, um, oh, that's just the prep sheet. That's fine. That didn't make any sense. I was like, I feel like they all knew that. Um, man, I still haven't gotten like a fun, spacey catchphrase for this. Um, last time upon the ethereal arc, uh, you all dealt with the loss of your brief captain for some of you, most of you. Um, Lyra, a little proud on the ship, making sure she got every last bit of loot that she was requested to, met a foul end. And as you rocketed away, you all dealt with that slightly differently. Um, with Elior becoming the interim captain, you all continued upon your way, first traveling directly back towards Port Titan before Elior came across what was Lyra's last transmission to the ship. She had gotten this stone, its power notable as soon as the cargo hold was opened. And Quinn described it as a splinter of Baetnav, a small piece of an unbelievably powerful being, long dead. And that brought up some questions. Do you keep it? Do you get rid of it as soon as possible? Do you give it to the people who requisitioned it and clean your hands of any potential problems? Elior, you found the closest um, code of flamboyance associate ship, someone showing the flags of the Waves conglomerate, the only real way someone would out themselves without some direct communication. I said it last time that they were 8 light years away. And while this is a very big galaxy and solar system in particular, um, the nearest ship um, from a pirate isn't light years away. So we're going to call that roughly zero point 0.8 or 1 for the purposes of this. Because I've done a little more research on how far space stuff is um, since I made that declaration. So still a bit of a distance, but in a distance of hours with your faster than light drive instead of a distance of what would be days, like what took you uh, out here. You made a vote and are split um, on whether to give it up or not. But you've continued your course towards the code ship. You have not yet flagged them. And while a few secrets and confidences were shared, Elior gaining a bit of advice on leading this crew. You all continuing on your quest. I believe we're settling down for your evening. It had been the same day still as the one you had begun when Lyra died. So the ship, your travel towards this next one would take you overnight until the morning. As you're settling down, I know, Sud, you settle up in a broom closet. Does anyone have anything in particular they would like to do um, before settling down for this particular day that quite a bit has occurred?
May I ask a clarifying question, Pat?
Of course.
I maybe misunderstood. I thought the agreement was that we were going to try to contain the splinter. And that
Yes.
maybe if we decided once we got to a port city and we like got all of our other stuff done, we might. Is that right? Or did I misunderstand?
Yeah. Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, that was my understanding too. We were gonna go buy a port in case the Code of Flamboyance was gonna blow us out of the sky to maybe get some better defenses and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. I guess I did misunderstand that then. So you're not your intention isn't to head directly to that Code of Flamboyant ship anymore. It's to go to the nearest port.
I think
Gotcha.
it was initially, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If that blows up your plans,
Nope.
I mean, I have like a million scenes that I'm still thinking about that I could do with Bjorn, and if we need to vamp until Christina gets on, I'm happy to delay.
I don't know if she just walked by behind me, but she is actively home.
Okay.
So she will be getting on in just a minute. But um,
If there's anything that we can do is stretch a fucking session out with RP.
I literally after the last session, I started brainstorming. Like, well, Bjorn, we want to talk to this person, and we want to raise that. I'm like, if I even just do my chunk of things here, it's gonna be October 2025 until we get to the next day.
Yeah.
all right. So yeah, so with that, you guys will settle up. While Tenebris is not actively available um, uh, to play, she will be able to keep part of the watches. And anyone else like to take over some watch for the evening?
Oh, I'll take one again.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a survival check.
Ah, shit. I don't think I'm very good at those. No, I'm great at those, evidently. Nope, shit at those. That's an 11.
Got it. Okay. Where's that looking dice? Rory has found my number blocks and likes to play with them. Okay.
Most recently, she dumped them in a box of 500 ball pit balls, and now we
Oh,
have to
boy.
empty the whole thing to get them out.
Oh, that's fun.
boy.
Hey.
Good thing she's cute.
Yeah. And it's not like we're wanting for dice, so
Yeah.
All right. It's a fairly quiet watch right now. A few like not red alert alarms, but notices about algae levels go off. You guys took a pretty fast burn away from the ship initially. You have a sort of board that Quinn will set up in the wow, why are words so difficult tonight? What's the big command place? I'm sure
Oh,
it'll be
like a
good.
bridge, kind
The
of.
bridge. There we go. I was like, it's not the deck. I swear to God, I'll be good with science fiction words soon. There's a bit of a screen on the bridge that can show the nearby system and where you're looking at. There is a ship, and you had initially sort of looked at it, or not you.
Tenebris head.
No, why? This is the worst I've ever been with your all names. Levi. Levi had looked at it when you were initially looking to get out and get um, off the ship and away from everyone. There was a planet called Culex that was fairly close. So as far as a general port, that would probably be the first one that you guys could get to. Um, it might not have the biggest trade, but it's certainly going to be a not just a like some podunk town. So it would show that, and then it would show there's a bit of an asteroid belt right outside there, um, and start showing a few potential directions out further. Um, the Cornus system. You're still in the Phineas star system. It's a fairly big one. You left there from Echo and have been traveling within that for most of it. Um, but yeah, overall not a very eventful evening. Anything you'd like to do on watch, or just sort of relaxing?
Yeah, I think just relaxing.
Cool, cool. All right. Um, as as the day sort of continues, or night, the again sun doesn't rise here, but you all sort of begin to get your wake ups from Quinn, um, and as you come to, you're uh, you're heading pretty quickly towards Culex. It's a interesting kind of planet. It's mostly like 3/4 of the planet is a jungle atmosphere. It's got a very like rainforesty type of or not I guess rainforest more than jungle. There's a sort of bug species um that the Gapax. Um they're uh they're sort of like a big bulbous eyes, and they've got these like pointed noses that uh, drink various fluids. I won't go into too many details unless you do a bit more research. But they're generally fairly hospitable. So they'd be running this port city that you're going to.
Um, it occurs to me that Elior was a bad captain and cried himself to sleep in the captain's quarters and never, like, probably only very briefly confirmed who was on watch. And we have a splinter to contain. I think the plan was that Bjorn and Quinn and Click were going to work together with some of the hall to get it set up.
Yeah, I think it was supposed to take, what was it, 6 or 8 hours to get that done?
Yeah.
I have 6 hours in my brain. I don't know if that was 6 hours to get to
Oh God, there could have
the
been, yeah.
Code of Flamboyance or 6 hours to complete the enclosure.
It's 6 hours before
4 hours.
effects start to kick in.
Oh, right. Okay.
And then 4 hours to build a thing, and we just slept through it. So, Pat, has anything bad happened since I woke up? Like, do I have an extra leg? And not that kind.
No. So, with no specific containment happening, I'm sure Quinn would be able to start working through the generation of the lead for the box that have been worked on. Um, but it's not fully contained yet. So as you all wake up, you're heading towards this port city. Um, there's nothing off that you feel. No. I'd say you probably feel well rested, even though you may have, as you said, just sort of fallen asleep, slumped and crying. Um, but no, not that you can notice.
Oh, good. Um, yeah, I think Elior gets up and looks around the room and remembers that he is A, on a spaceship, and B, not in the cabin he's usually in, and C, now the captain. Oh shit. And I'm trying to think. and his eyes are wicked puffy this morning, and his hair has probably reverted back to what I would say is his natural shade, which is like autumnal leaf color. With his eyes being like tree leaf green. And good morning, Quinn.
Good morning, Captain. Sleep well.
In a manner of speaking. Yeah, I think so. Do you have a sense on the status of the ship?
Overall doing well. Click set the shields to recharge, so they're back up and running if we enter any issues. I did notice well, nothing too much seems to have changed with the splinter on board. Overnight, the algae levels did drop a bit, but they've picked up pretty well since that. I'm a little nervous about using the splinter for fuel, but I think we could probably get away with it.
Well, I'll follow your lead on that. You know better than any of us. Elliot probably like drooled throughout most of the night off of one side, so he's like, ugh. He's like really waking up right now. Stands up. Oh, necks aren't supposed to feel like that. Well, we'll use it as last resort. And the containment process is well underway.
Yeah, I spent the night converting the manganese that we had picked up into additional lead. The conversion is not excellent, but we've got about an extra 18 tons of lead that we can use to make a pretty significant cage for it. Gonna need to work with Click and Bjorn. I think we had talked about maybe drawing up some schematics, but as far as components, they're good, and they're sort of just there in the container now to sort of block any potential rays.
Oh, that's good. Quinn looks around the room. Can I ask a very stupid question, Quinn?
No stupid questions, Captain, only stupid people.
Oh, well, at the risk of being a stupid person, should I be sleeping in here now?
Well, they are your quarters. If you're comfortable with that, yeah. But you don't have to. I know how to contact you all over the ship.
It's just there's a vote. I don't want to come off as presumptuous. But I do think it's good to have somebody in here for the time being. I won't decorate the place yet. Last question. Actually, no. Back up a second. All right. I have ideas for what the crew could do today. Should I tell them?
That's certainly an option. You might ask if they have ideas of what they could do today. Unless there's something you think they need to be doing, in which case, well, you're the captain.
Yeah. All right.
I will say, you are headed to a port, which means folks can get off. And they don't need to get back on.
Oh, I'm aware. I said as much like yesterday. Well, if it wouldn't sound too bossy, I guess I would like everybody to assemble in the place where everybody eats for a breakfast meeting. Could you let them all know?
Hey, everybody, could you go down to the mess hall as soon as you can? Or whenever's available for you?
The mess hall, that's what it's actually called. puts his lute over his shoulder, kind of dusts himself off, prestidigitates his face a little bit, and starts making his way toward the kitchen, dining room, mess hall, place where we eat the food.
Sorry, I had to write down bridge and underline it a couple times so I wouldn't keep forgetting how to say that. I am also working on a schematic of what this ship kind of looks like, as far as like rooms you can at least reference and where they might be as far as high or low.
Oh, great.
I think it's gonna work like the TARDIS in the way that it's not always gonna be the same. There's a lot of Calvin Ball in how this ship is put together because I don't want you guys to have to do homework. But we'll get there. I am working on it. All right. As you all, as that is said, you all do hear from your own communicators or wall mount speakers. Quinn reach out to all of you to request you go to the mess hall. What all is everyone else doing this morning? Or are you all just heading to the mess hall? It's
Building the box. Building the box, Patty. I'm building the box.
I think I'm imagining Bjorn is someone was probably supposed to get Bjorn off watch, but no one did. So he finally kind of fell asleep with like a hat over his head in part. And he hears the call. Well, mess hall? The fuck's a mess hall? I thought there's the place where we eat the food. Quinn, is that what a mess hall is? Is that the place where we eat the food?
That is the room where you eat the food, yes.
Okay. You learn something new every day. All right, yeah, let's get going.
Right at that point, you all hear a thing. If everyone could head down to Pepper's kitchen, that'd be great. Thank you.
So I'm not the only one that got confused. I'm guessing from that. Cool.
There will be
Levi-
6 cups of coffee. Oh, sorry. No, 6 cups of coffee
please.
around the table for everyone.
Oh, this was an important question I asked, but maybe I just have to find out. Is every coffee a mutagen?
Nope, it's roulette. I just rolled.
Okay.
Oh, that makes it even fucking better.
It does.
It just adds like a little bit of chaos to it.
Yes.
That is like just the right amount.
Elior's gonna shuffle in, see the coffee. If you see him, his eyes light up just a tiny bit. He grabs a sip. That's a damn fine cup of coffee.
It was yours, Elior. You get +3 to dex score, but you have disadvantage on wisdom saving throws until your next long rest. But as a bonus action, as an action, you can choose to flush the mutagen by going to the bathroom and get rid of the effects. And coffee
So
goes straight
good.
through you. So.
When you say a +3 to Dex, do you mean a +3 to my modifier or to like my ability score?
So if you have an 18 or if you have a 19, it goes to 22.
Holy
so you
shit.
can actually end up getting a
Awesome.
yeah.
And disadvantage on wisdom saving throws. Okay.
That is correct. Yeah.
That's a good
So
God. I need to
cool.
have that one every day.
Yeah.
Just
I
be
know,
dumb as shit,
but-
but the most extra stroke.
I'm already dumb as shit.
I don't need coffee to be
Add
fucking
to it,
stupid.
baby.
Levi's already there. He probably would be the first one in the mess hall. I mean, maybe besides Pepper, but he's just kind of sitting in the corner, kind of staring at a wall.
I think Bjorn would come in next and would grab his cup. Whatever would have been the one next to Elior's. Was there only one that was funky, Sean?
Yes, that was the roulette. There's 6
Okay.
of you guys, so I rolled a d6 on who the mutagen went to.
Oh,
Gotcha.
sick.
Bjorn will go over to Levi and say, hey, I might need you for something. Maybe around what would be the equivalent of sunset either tonight or tomorrow. I can't fully explain it now. But do you have anything going on?
I can't really go anywhere, so
All right.
I'm
Okay.
free.
Cool. I'll
Is this a non-fucking activity?
Yeah, is that a problem? We can do it afterwards, but first there's like a little religious ceremony, and historically you don't fuck during it.
Wait. Oh, we're doing a religious thing?
Yeah, we're getting married. No, fuck no. The planet that I most recently am from, there's a thing you're supposed to do when someone dies. You're not supposed to do it alone. And my choices are the very sad captain who's doing a good job, Tenebris who shot me and slapped me, Click who's somewhere else. And I figured we have a connection.
And a coffee maker.
Yeah, no, that
I realize now the way I said that list, it was kind of like you're the best of a terrible series of options. You're the person I want to go to with this. That's what I mean.
this is a really interesting question first thing in the morning.
Yeah, well, I kind of forgot about it until I woke up, and then I was like, oh yeah, I gotta do something.
Yeah. I am happy to do whatever you need me to do.
You can back out if this is uncomfortable. I'll just do the weird ritual with the coffee maker instead.
No, well, no, I mean, just because I take part in a religious activity doesn't necessarily mean that I have to abide by it. If it will make other people feel less shitty about the former captain getting blown to a million pieces, then I'll do it.
All right, sounds good. Like I said, I'll just call you probably this evening.
I don't know how big the mess hall is. Did Elior hear or overhear any of that?
My intention was that it was mostly to Levi.
Oh,
The thing about Elior wasn't supposed to be insulting.
I don't think it
no, I
would.
know.
Elior wouldn't show his face. Like, show if he's hearing one way or the other. I'm mostly making sure my character has the correct knowledge.
I think you could have heard segments of that, so you might have like, what kind of ritual would
Okay.
Bjorn do? What's going on with that? But like, you maybe didn't hear word for word.
I probably heard fucking ritual fucking.
Ritual fucking? That's a
Ritual
spell
fucking.
now?
Yeah, you just need to do it for 10 minutes and then you can cast it.
Might be
Hey,
bonus
how
for
are
some,
ya?
Some people.
Arcane recovery.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I'm good.
You can also say that during.
I know Click is building the box.
I'm building a box.
Will Click come to the mess hall?
Oh yeah, she'll be there.
Oh, okay.
She'll be. She's got her little beetles working on it in the
Ah.
meantime.
You
And so-
hear a grumbling coming from the hallway, and Wrigley is leading Darwin in, and Darwin's like, "How the fuck am I supposed to know that you make a mess in the bathroom? That's why." Damn it. And Wrigley's just kind of shaking their head, and we'll sit down. Pepper comes through with mini quiches for everybody, and we'll sort of start passing them out. Some vegetarian, some with ham.
Yeah, just a note, Captain. We used to call it the dining hall. That might just be a little bit less confusing for the newer people. I feel like that's maybe a little bit more clear.
Oh.
I do see where Darwin is coming from, and I am interested to see what's in the bathroom. But I'll check that later.
You know, it's interesting, Click. Quinn is the one that called it the mess hall, and I just don't think it sounds right. I'm sorry, Quinn. Because in Elior's mind, Quinn is just listening all the time. So I'm sorry. It's just I like dining hall too.
My last
Yeah.
captain called it the Munch Zone.
I
Well,
think Lyra called it the Munch Zone.
No, the one I had before
Yeah,
that.
But that's what I heard too, and I was like, Lyra did not call it.
No. The last one I had before Lyra. Thanks for reminding us all of her tragic death. I'm not saying that as a suggestion as much as I've had that curse put on me, and I thought you all should as well.
I refuse to call it the Munch Zone.
No, he was a bad
Munch
captain.
Zone.
I cut off one of his hands later in our little adventure.
well, that
Sorry.
does bring new meaning to the term mess hall, I guess.
Dining hall it is.
Yes, thank you. Is Sud here?
Yep.
Oh, the coffee was delicious.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you.
Glad you liked it.
And Elio seems more dexterous.
Yeah.
Moving around. Right. Well, hi, everybody. I know you're probably all very tired and hungry, and I don't think I want to know what else. But he kind of says that in a joking way. But it is my tradition to have a breakfast. And given the situation, I thought this would be a good time to talk about next steps. But first, everybody should have a bite to eat and get some coffee. Because I would never, ever make you come to a meeting at 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm joking, but I would never make you come to a meeting first thing without waking up first. So, whenever you're ready.
Good joke, Cap.
Oh,
The mess hall joke.
thanks. I can be witty sometimes, I guess.
I'm still
You
laughing
got it.
over it. Sorry, go ahead.
No.
I'm still laughing over Captain that thing about the unicorn horn. That really fucked with that trash syndicate. That was a funny one.
Oh. I didn't even know what I was thinking. I just knew I needed to buy us time. It was, well, it did. And it was funny in a way. It did almost kill us, though.
Well, they would have killed us faster without the trick you pulled, so.
I appreciate it, Fiona. Your insight and input are really great. Elior's going to take a bite of his quiche. This quiche is delicious.
Anyone come across Garsnir
Oh god damn
Like-
it.
within the
Yeah.
last day or so?
So, what's going on with our horse, Pat?
So yesterday morning, you all went and encountered Garsnir and had some lovely conversations with him. And then you all got ready for a very tense mission, and some bad stuff happened. And then you found something really special on your ship, and that consumed you. And then you all went to bed. And Garsnir has been in the cargo hold with the alcohol for
Oh, right.
24 hours now.
Which is part of our cut, isn't it? The alcohol.
That is, yeah, since most of your manganese was taken to be converted into the lead that's creating your box, the alcohol was the other larger portion. You do still have some, I want to say, duplicators, spices. The manganese was just duplicators. You got some very nice exotic spices.
We have enough to pay off the docking debt still, right? I hope.
The spices and the alcohol together would have been more than enough to pay off the docking debt. It's unclear how much of the alcohol is left. If none of it is, the spices would probably be a little. I believe the spices themselves are only about 450 credits. So you would still be a couple hundred shy. You do have a splinter of bait now. I'm sure you could work out something, or sell parts of the ship.
My
But
notes
there
also
should
say
be some alcohol. There was 25 metric tons,
Oh,
which is over 50,000 pounds. So, I mean, it is a fairy horse with 6 legs and maybe 7, but
God.
I do think Elior would have. Did we determine that he was in there yesterday? Who figured that out?
I don't think anyone actually figured it out. I think Pat just said it, and we, as players, were like, "Oh, fucking shit." But I don't think. Well, I don't know. Maybe that was Quinn. I'm not sure.
so Quinn told you that Garsnir was in that cargo bay before the alcohol was put there.
Oh,
Our cargo bays were empty save for Garsnir. He was in a cargo bay that suddenly had 25 metric tons of alcohol barrels teleported in and around him, hopefully not on him. Perhaps he
Oh.
splattered. Tough to say. But no one has checked on or asked about him, at least in game, since you left there.
when you asked, does Quinn inform us of where Garsnir is?
And maybe the status of them?
We have a pancake horse.
Garsnir is still in Cargo Bay B, doing just fine. Seems to be currently sleeping. From what I can tell, he may have imbibed a little bit.
Fine, a little bit, Quinn.
You still have tons of alcohol.
Oh, good.
You might want to find him other accommodations, though.
Elior turned to Darwin. Darwin, I am not making any assumptions about your abilities with Fey horses, but could you check to make sure he's okay?
Yeah, I suppose I could figure something out about a horse.
Oh, good. As soon as.
Oh,
I can go check on him. I don't mind.
Why don't you both go together?
Okay, it's gonna be fun.
Darwin will grab another couple quiches and shove them in. I don't know
Darwin.
if we've met. We'll go and try and hand one of a weird shark fin hand out to you.
Darwin,
well,
let me
yeah.
know how much alcohol he consumes. All right.
What, you gonna try to one-up him?
No, if he's gonna drink any more of it, I'm gonna kill him.
You cut out.
I said no. If he's gonna drink any more of it, I'm gonna kill him.
I would prefer you not kill the fairy horse, but metaphorically speaking, we need the money. Which I guess brings me to the first thing we need to talk about. So I mentioned yesterday that the purpose of this mission was to pay off the docking debts. We still need to do that. Which leaves us with, and Elior's gonna look up, like in my brain, he just looks up and Quinn gives him whatever the remainder is in his ears.
I'm sorry,
How
Quinn,
much
to
money
say how
is-
much.
Yeah, how much is left for the crew after we pay off the dock with the estimates that we have?
So you lost your manganese.
Pat, my notes also call out that we had 375 in silicone chips. Maybe
So I
375 was just the box.
I thought you didn't get the silicone chips. I thought that you went for the because I had that there were 4 containers.
Yeah.
The 500 was the manganese. The 450 was the alcohol.
My notes aren't clear, so maybe Tenebris just saw data on that and I jotted it
It,
down.
it might have been the silicone chips you got instead of the spices though. Got it. Okay, yeah. Container of manganese, container of enchanted silicone chips, container of alcohol from Antares. Okay, so it was the silicone chip ship. So
Well, the
with
horse can't
that-
eat those at least. I don't know about fey horses, but normal horses can't. The silicone chips. I mean, they can drink a lot.
That doesn't mean he didn't try. He's probably like hungry. He drank all that booze. Probably wants some food. He needs some munchies.
So there's
Bring him to the
probably
lunch place or whatever the fuck you called it.
you had about 450 credits of alcohol on the ship. He probably went through about 50 credits worth.
Okay.
So on top of the 550 of silicone chips you had, or realistically it was about, I want to say 400 of silicone chips, but another 150 of manganese. I'll sort of put those together. There's only a bit of manganese that wasn't used. So you've got about 950. We'll round it to about 1,000 with what you're able to scrap together with the rest of the manganese and the chips. So it's about 1,000 credits total, and your debt was 650 credits. So
Yep.
you've got 350 credits remaining if you're able to get all of that sold off, and assuming nothing else is lost or drank.
With about 350 credits, which I don't know, where I come from, 50 credits is still good money. But this was a pretty big mission. Does anybody have any problems with that?
What are all of our general concepts of money, Pat? Like, how does that like sound to everyone? I don't know.
So that's pretty decent. So
Okay.
money is kind of odd here, because spending money is effectively just available. For credit payout though, something like 50 credits is probably equivalent to about 6 months pay for a general job. Effectively minimum wage is 100 credits a year, and you can live off of that, get your housing, your food, with the food's mostly and goods are done with duplicators, so it's all minimized cost. So yeah, 100 credits to get general items, entertainment, stuff like that is pretty good to last an average planet side person. The more extravagant lifestyle you live, that can go very quickly. There are items that, like for ship upgrades, that get into the hundreds to thousands of credits. So that's something to consider. But I'll also get a spreadsheet to you guys that has some actual stuff. But again, I'm weary of sending you guys homework and too much at one time. Yeah, that's rough. Getting 50 credits for a job like this while someone died is still pretty a good reason to try and do it again.
Well, we also have a, priceless object of untold power and potential in the hold of our ship. So I think we did pretty well, all things considered. I said yesterday that you didn't have to stay on the ship if you didn't want to, and we will be coming up to our first port soon. I don't want to put pressure on anybody, but I would rather know sooner rather than later if we're losing one of you. Alternatively, and my preferred method, I think we could continue to adventure together and have a very lucrative time. Plus, priceless artifact downstairs. Or priceless relic downstairs. Untold power and potential. All that jazz.
Could kill us.
Not with the right protections, but could be very useful to us in many contexts. Up to and including fueling the ship. As a last resort, he says to Wrigley.
So how are things going with containing it?
Well, that moves us into the itinerary for today. I have a couple of ideas, but I am not committed to any of them. Bjorn and Click, I have you with Quinn on containment duty. Does that still sound okay for you?
All right, I'm happy to help with the drunk horse
Go
first,
on.
but after that, sure.
Yeah. Elior, when he says that sound okay with you, looks at Click like, I know your answer. Turn to Levi. You expressed interest in exploring defense upgrades for the ship. That would assume that you're still going to be here when we're done. I'm happy to talk about them with you, or let you do some research, or whatever you think would be most useful, because I don't want to get blown up again.
I don't either.
Yeah. So we're in agreement.
Yeah, I already ran inventory regarding what weaponry we have on the ship. So maybe I can run that by you. Well, what's your knowledge in space combat and gun brands, manufacturing, weapon types?
I'm not proud of it, but I've bartered a weapons contract here and there.
Way to go, Cap.
All right, well, let's talk whenever you're ready then.
Great. After breakfast, preferably. I'll talk to Sud and Darwin when they return. Wrigley, Pepper, you have necessary operations on the ship. I don't see any reason to interrupt you unless you have any objections.
No. No, fine with me, Captain.
Wonderful. I have one other idea, but I'd probably wait for Sud and Darwin to come back for my final little bit.
Sud, heading down with Darwin to Cargo Bay B. The Cargo Baby. You hear Garsnir before you see him. The snores of this six-legged horse are immense. And you can smell the debauchery of the evening prior. Coming around a corner, Sud have wheels?
No, he's slow. He's just a sack of beans.
There seems to be a stickiness to the floor.
Oh,
no.
Unfortunately, in the area as you come upon Garsnir, one of the barrels of alcohol has been sort of damaged and drained, and while it seems like Garsnir spent most of the night lapping at it, a horse with no hands is not a great drinker. So the smell of the oddly distilled, it's a wine of sorts. I think can you smell?
sort of, not well.
Yeah, we've gone over this. You're a little stuffed, but you can kind of smell. And I'll remember that at some point.
That's
It still is. It's one of those things that's able to kind of hit you, and even in a dull way of stale alcohol, and the loud rumblings of Garsnir, as his chest will kind of puff two of his legs up off the ground, and then they'll kind of like
Hey, Mr. Horsey, hello?
I think you're gonna have to be louder than that. Can you hit him?
Oh, so I go over and I hit him, but I have a sack hand, so it just like
Oof.
It's like meh, meh, meh.
yeah, just thwap, 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 thwap. I'll just look up to Darwin for some assistance. He's not waking up.
No, I thought maybe that would work. All right. And he'll kind of like crouch down by you. Smells like a bastard. All right. You know how they say let sleeping horses lie and all that? How's about I drag him and you find someplace where he won't cause too much of a mess. You think you can do that?
Yeah, I can help. Sure. I'll climb up onto a small little box and try to look around to see if I can find like a place to put him.
All right.
Or something.
Go ahead and roll investigation.
Investigation. Okay. All right. Ooh, 21. Okay.
All right. You can see just outside of the cargo baby, there's a little like area to stage things to be loaded if you were going to be traveling and moving out. And you can see it's sort of like just off of the hallway, sort of like a little inlet in the wall, almost perfectly sized for them. And you can even spot with a 21 that there's a little bit of like a metal thing that can come down and sort of like work almost like a cage effectively to kind of make sure like, hey, just while you're drunk and perhaps a problem, we can keep you right here. And you can it's also fairly close to where you are, so Darwin doesn't have to drag him too far.
With a Sudsy will look around and see that, and we'll also find a metal beam, and it's almost as if like the answer is so clearly in front of him, and Darwin's trying to help him out, but Sudsy has a different idea, and he like tosses a rope over a metal beam, and it's and he has like he creates kind of a loop on the end, and it's like hanging up a deer after you like shoot him. Like, so you tie him up by the back legs.
You get a pull. Darwin kind of puzzles for a second. Goes, why not? And we'll
saw
help
it.
kind of.
I saw it once, a long time ago, but I thought this might work too.
And he'll help yank the rope and we'll tie it off. Yeah, Garsnir, 4 of his 6 legs are tied up, and the other 2 are just kind of like, and the snores continue to kind of echo loudly.
See, Darwin, this party was missing a pinata.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Is that Sean just kidding, or does Sud actually say that?
That actually says that.
Fucking awesome. Darwin will kind of look at you like almost a little horrified and just go like, oh fuck! I do not want to see what spills out of that fucker. Oh shit. He'll kind of pat him a little bit, make sure he's not gonna go. He goes, yeah, he ain't going anywhere. All right, I want another fucking quiche. You ready?
Absolutely. I'll hop on his back.
Yeah. I'll kind of get you up there. Thanks for the help, guy. And we'll walk you back up to the dining hall.
Sweet.
All right. Well, if we're back in the dining hall, I think I would. I want to be. Oh, first of all, do they come in with a horse in the dining hall?
No, the horse
No,
is a
it's
pinata.
That's
it's
right.
now a pinata.
That's fair. Sorry, I misunderstood what then happened. That's
Normal
hilarious.
things to say in a D&D game.
Yeah, this
Ryan, the horse is a pinata.
no, it makes total sense now. Like I heard what was going on, and now I've pieced it together differently, and I'm like, oh no, that makes sense. I see how I misheard that. So when they come back up, Eleanor will ask how everything is.
We got it all handled. He definitely drank a little bit of the alcohol, but the son had a pretty good idea to keep him contained.
Oh, good. Elior looks at Sud and smiles. I appreciate you, friend. Elior turns to everybody else. Okay. I have an idea, and there's a reason why I mentioned that I would need to know sooner rather than later if you're leaving the ship. Lyra Nightshade left me as acting captain, but that doesn't mean that the ship belongs to any of us, which means that there's a chance that if somebody were to claim that we stole the ship, that would be an issue. Now, we have not formally sworn anyone in as captain, nor have we voted. However, I would like to take lead on researching the process of making sure that the ship is, that all the paperwork is filled out. And I just wanted to make sure that nobody had any objections before I did that.
You see Bjorn like almost say a sarcastic remark, kind of swallow and kind of smile to himself. No, Captain, I think that honor of doing the paperwork's all yours.
Someone has to do documentation, Bjorn.
Well, I'm glad it ain't me. I'm glad you're willing to do it.
Right? Anybody else with a verve or zest for paperwork?
I
No.
can do it. I don't mind.
Well said. I would appreciate your help. I think I might need more coffee and at least some company.
Yeah, I don't mind. I'm happy to help.
I appreciate you. Well, starting today, as long as we're in spaceflight, I think it would be good to establish a breakfast meeting. The time is flexible, really whenever we get up. And until then, I think you all have your duties. So, have a great day. He turns to Levi. I'll meet you in my quarters. Could you just, give me a moment? And he's gonna pantomime like the coffee hit me. But it's like a very Elior way, so it doesn't look weird or gross. He's just like a... Great. Elior is going to run out of the room. And when he gets out of earshot of everybody, he's going to straighten back up. Quinn, I need you to get me everything you have on Lieutenant Nightshade.
Interesting. Yeah. I will I'll update some notes.
And more importantly, Quinn, I need you to tell me every piece of paperwork I could possibly secure to make sure he cannot come after this ship.
You got it, Cap.
Appreciate it. And if anybody asks, I was in the bathroom for a very long time. And Elior will go into his quarters.
All right. As you get to the quarters, everyone on the ship gets a an update from Graham. Just so everyone's prepared, we're gonna be at QX in just about an hour. We'll hit their early atmosphere. So get your things sorted, I suppose.
Levi will head to his quarters very briefly to pick up the tablet that he had written his notes down on for weaponry inventory. Before he leaves, he quickly puts down the tablet and will look over his guns, make sure he's got a full magazine. Hawk them both, put them in his holsters, and grab the tablet and walk towards the captain's chambers.
I think I remember what you learned last week. I'm happy to roleplay this scene as much as you want. There's absolutely one thing that has to happen, which, if I remember correctly, the cargo bay, I've got like Lyra's or the captain's super special secret compartment, but I can also get to the cargo hold from here, can't I? Right?
Yes.
I think if Levi comes in, he sees the cargo hold door open. And if you were to follow it, you see Elior standing at the alcohol container, now seeing the horse as a pinata.
Well, I was gonna kill him, but this is actually pretty funny.
Levi, could you please help me get the horse down?
Do I have to? Nah, the joke, I'll do it. Sure.
Yeah, Elior goes, it is very funny, isn't it?
What you'll see, is he pulled up, is he held up by like a rope or what?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you'll see the tattoos on Levi's body will kind of like water or some sort of like oily substance will like rush to his hand. His symbiote arm will extend and he'll just go whoosh, and it'll be like one diagonal swipe. It'll cut the rope.
Does this wake up the horse?
I don't know how high up he is, but
Yeah, he's
Hope
only
he can
a foot or two up, and we'll
What? Oh, fuck.
yeah, you're not feeling too good, fuckface.
I think what my friend means is, good morning. You sort of drank our cargo?
That's. Who are you?
Oh dear. He leans down and whispers, can you speak Kip? I see the stat block happening.
He will respond. It almost sounds like it would almost be like someone started speaking Shakespearean to you when you asked if they knew English.
Oh, okay.
For what reason?
I have a very dear friend who lives outside, goes by the name of Fluffernutter amongst the humans, or the humanoids on the ship, and I haven't checked in with him, and I was wondering and truly hoping you would do me the favor, the honors, of delivering a message to my friend.
Okay.
Great. Why don't you go get some food and drink in you, and then just let Fluffernutter know that I'll be out soon.
That sounds smart.
It's very good.
I'll kind of start scrabbling some feet down. Stand up a little wobbly. The middle ones go out for more support. And like a dog with mittens kind of starts making his way.
Pat, if this betrays your understanding of this character, let me know. But Elior will turn to Levi when he's gone and go, he'll forget what I asked him to do after he eats breakfast, but he'll have wandered around the ship enough that he probably won't be anywhere near the cargo bay, and he's too hungover to remember how he got here.
You think he should be, like, watched?
No, all the better that he has absolutely no idea where this place is. I want the horse nowhere near the cargo bay ever again.
What if he, like, fucks another part of the ship up?
I think Quinn or Graham would let us know.
Fair.
But good insights. Levi, I'm going to be honest with you. I know only enough about weapons to know the basics. So let me see. I apologize if this is not very technically correct, but I think our ship fucking blows when it comes to offense and defensive capabilities.
You know, couldn't have said it better myself.
Oh, good. Why don't we go back into my quarters? Where the food is, or the tea is. You see, we're getting a little blushy.
Who's gonna clean this shit up?
I can prestidigitate it later.
Oh, okay. Levi will follow.
So Ryan, I think, remembers the gist of what you learned last week. Because I know we're on a planet that Pat wants us to land on. Do you want to RP this conversation, or we want to say
Not
that
necessary. Yeah, not necessary. We can. I don't know. Pat wants us to stall. We can start ice.
No, you don't have to stall at all. But you are welcome to
okay.
D&D as much as you would like.
I will just say that after the weapons stuff is discussed, if that's okay. All right. So let me make sure I understand this. We have the capability to equip our ship with some interesting weapons and defenses, but they're just not being well utilized.
Well, it's a mix of that, and the shit that we have sucks. So, what we need, or what I would like us to do, yes, the ship can be upgraded with additional and better weaponry, but we also need to make sure that the weaponry is properly powered. The blasters that we have on the ship right now coincides with the same battery that works the shields. So, yes, there's some benefit to that, but depending on what the situation is, I mean, our blasters are unreliable at best. So there's going to be additional work to the ship that may include some additional battery resources that need to be integrated to the framework of the ship. But it all depends on, you know, what weapons we find and what power they use and all that stuff. He will continue to ramble, but yeah.
How much money do you estimate that these upgrades would cost? Oh,
you
yeah.
froze, baby.
He's praying.
Oh no.
Oh, we can hear you again.
No,
my internet connection is unstable.
How is your internet connection unstable?
My internet's been screwing around all
back
night. I
here.
wonder if there's something going on with all the high winds and stuff.
Oh, I mean, our power did go out this morning because of the wind, so for a little bit.
But mine seems to be working.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
You're
Okay.
moving slowly.
Well, that's me. I move slowly. So as you're having this conversation, you actually hear some warning alarms come off from Quim. Captain, we got a few bogeys coming in. They're pretty hot on our tail. They don't seem like they're friendly.
Fuck me.
Ilior will just sort of look at Levi and go, and you just see him twitch a little bit, and he goes, "No, that's Bjorn's job." And he goes, "I'm sorry. We'll talk later. I don't want to do anything with you. It was a joke." Comms. That's not great. Are they trying to board or shoot?
I'm not sure yet. There are 3 Dynamo-class ships coming in hot. Probably single passenger, but I'd assume shoot first and take all of our shit later.
He turns to Levi. "I hope you know how to work miracles, friend, because I think we're going to need your help."
All right. Let's see what this shitbox can do. Levi will.
Hey, that's my shit box you're talking about. Sorry.
Huh? What was that?
Elior is going to have Quinn call a red alert, which I imagine just means that everybody needs to get to where they are for battle stations. And Elior is going to get on the comm with Click as he starts to walk toward the bridge and go, "Hey, Click, I'm afraid to ask, but what's the status of the ship since yesterday?"
Hey, Pat, what's the status of the ship since yesterday?
Ships have shields have fully recharged, so they are at 100%. Everything seems to be in full working order since the attack yesterday.
Great. Things seem to everything's a-okay, Cap.
So, Captain, as the captain, the brief understanding you would have with the current resources that you have for the ship, you have 3 options. The current is set to a balance, where the battery goes half to the shields and half to the gunners. You've got 2 guns and 1 shield, so the shield is at 100%, and the guns each fire at effectively a moderate pace. You can decrease the shield either to 50 or 0. And increase the power of each gun, or you can decrease the power of the guns to, again, either 1 gun only or neither, and increase the power of the shield, depending on what your goal is effectively.
Gotcha. I think Elior is going to stride up to the bridge and try to get some visuals on these bogeys.
Visuals on these bogeys confirmed. 3 Dynamo-class ships coming in hot.
Oh dear.
They are in a tight formation, coming up on your 6 o'clock. You are fairly close. In fact, with the information that Graham gave you being within an hour of Culex, the probability of some straggler little syndicates like this is certainly possible.
How close are we to the planet?
Time-wise, you still got about a half an hour left with the fuel that you're using right now, but realistically you're going to a planet. You could burn more of your algae, or you could try and tap into the splinter power. You'd have to do some quick thinking as you burned in on the planet, but that is another, I guess, your 4th option between the sit and fight with the shield and the guns, is you could burn everything you have and blow these guys out of the water. Might come with its own little challenges, but that's certainly an option.
Yeah. All right. Quinn, I don't suppose they're going to answer a hail, will they?
I will certainly try. And from your screen in front of the bridge, you get a brief connection with the first Dynamo class ship, and you get a video of a kobold sitting in a cockpit with a helmet on, a visor with 1 sort of goggle, and a gas mask on. You can see they're kind of able to talk with it, and as he comes aboard, he goes, "What
What the fuck do you want?
I could ask the same of you. I'm the captain of this ship, and you seem to be approaching us very quickly. State your business, please.
I want all the shit you got on board. With this scan, you got 3 cargo bays on that bitch.
Okay, I suppose that's fair. Would Elior know? Is this like a? Is there coming anything off of this that like suggests this is a common syndicate, or like is this just some kobolds who are bored?
I would say, without even needing to do a roll, this is giving very heavy, like this is a local gang vibes.
Okay.
Like, this is some kobold bullshit.
This is some kobold bullshit.
Some bullshit.
Yeah.
What do I know about kobolds in this universe?
Kobolds persist. They somehow gadgeted and trapped their way to the stars. They ride on metal boxes tied together with duct tape and enchanted rubber bands, and somehow they still just don't die. They're kobolds.
I'm more so wondering if they're easily intimidated, but if they're kobolds, they're not. They're stupid. So... All right. Well, Elior is just going to screen. I'm going for deception, but you can tell me if this is too much intimidation. You have approximately 1 minute to get out of orbit of my ship, or else I will unleash a hell on you so furious that you will barely blink before you evaporate into dust. I'm trying to imply we have a very powerful weapon on this ship.
Go ahead and make a deception check.
That's a 27, Pat.
Whoa.
All right.
Okay. Cappy fucking around, buddy boy.
Rolled a nat 19.
Nice.
You have to roleplay a kobold peeing themselves. You've put yourself in this position.
Taser! Funk! Abandon the attack! I go in alone!
You see 2 of the ships kind of stay course for a second.
I'm serious!
And they'll both start to dive off.
I love that.
And you can see on the ship, he kind of shakes his head a little bit. He goes,
Rex Nutter runs from no one! Do
Elior,
your worst!
That's the
Elior,
worst drag king name I've ever heard.
Before he says "do your worst," Elior gives him a look like "really," and then hits the hang up button.
As you end your communications, your shield does begin receiving blasts from Rex's ship. You can see the shield sort of proximeter, unless you've made any changes, sitting at 100%. Each blast coming from Rex's ship takes a single percent.
Okay. Yeah, I'm at 100% shields. I will turn to Levi. Levi, I did just promise I'd rain hell down upon this kobold. I know we just had a conversation about this, but is there anything you could do to fire some shots that are intimidating?
Okay.
Do try to hit him, but, hard.
Roger that, Captain. Pat, I am at the gun. I'm going to try to hit him hard.
All right. I will say, are you, so you're at one gun. Do you have anyone at the other gun, or are you leaving that gun unmanned?
I'll take the other one if we want to throw someone in another gun.
Oh yeah, Elior would have assumed that was your battle position if you're not off the ship.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. So
It's
yeah,
kind of
so
like Star Warsy. We both have the two guns. Sorry. Yeah.
yeah, pretty much exactly how I envision it is you got kind of double gunners, and especially with something coming at you from the back, you can both kind of look and see. So I will say, for the purposes of this, both of you go ahead and make me an attack roll, and add 4 to the roll.
I'm having a brain fart about how to do that. Should I just like choose one of my weapons, like attack with that,
Yeah,
basically?
yeah, just roll a d20.
Okay.
Or d20 plus 4.
Gotcha.
Plus 4, I got a 10.
That's a 13.
Okay. So with you both firing together at this ship, you both kind of are able to get your targeting sensors on it, or attempt to. The way that it's flying, it's a smaller ship, and especially it's kind of a junk ship, so it's tough to get a very great lead on it. With a 10 and a 13, you think you could have a moderate chance of hitting it, more likely to hit a peripheral instead of a direct hit. Probably not the severe blast that you're going for. You can choose to take that shot or to hold and try and increase your aim. It will effectively give Rex a little more time to shoot at your shield, but you can try and ensure that you're going to get a better chance at a direct hit.
Bjorn will get on the comms and go, I can clip his wings, but I think we want to rain hellfire. I'm going to need another couple seconds to fully lock in.
Take what time you need. He's doing damage, but it's not fast enough to be worrisome yet.
Levi just grumbles under his breath.
There's no way to leverage the skills that we have, like, for our attacks otherwise, right? Like, rogues have, like, a brace ability where they burn their bonus action, to get advantage. Is there anything I can do like that to make this even better?
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely have to look into how that can work more, but for this, yeah, if you've got that suggestion, I absolutely think you can do a brace. So I was going to say, so for just general for this ship, and you can choose to use your ability on top of this. So for taking this hold, you both can roll another roll to hit with advantage here. And during that time, now that you've held, so Rex hit you for about 6% of your shield. In that first turn, he'll go through another 6% as this next one's taking. If you guys feel like you get a lock on his ship.
Gotcha. So we roll now with advantage, right?
Yes.
Perfect. Well, that's better.
Ooh.
18.
Awesome.
15.
All right. So going through, Levi, you got your targeting there, and the sort of red, like light orange that you have been hitting when you were first targeting him has now shifted. It's yellow. It's like a lime green almost as you get your targeting on it. It really seems to lock in right on that base where his body is definitely going to be centered. Bjorn, as you do yours, the same thing. That red goes pretty quickly from orange yellow to a brighter green, and it seems to almost center. You can see the targeter seems to shrink a little bit and seems to focus in more right on the cockpit where his body is, and you can tell both of you get a communication that you're both locked in on the same object.
I think I'm ready to blow Delayed Nut or whatever his name was out of the sky.
Delayed Nut.
Elior takes a breath and goes, fire.
Okay.
Blowing our load.
Pew.
All right. So with this ship being effectively a little below your class, even this is going to be pretty deep. So both of you go ahead and roll 3d12. And then with this being a ship size smaller than you, effectively you both get to multiply that by 2.
Oh shit. Okay. Not bad. Not bad. So 12 times 2, that's 24 damage coming at him.
All right.
You said we're multiplying it by 2.
Yep.
So I rolled 26, so that's 52
Woo!
damage.
Fuck yeah. All right. Flying in, Rex is blasting his pea shooter, and it's getting about a hit per second on your shield. If there were 3 of them still, that would probably be a little concerning, as they'd be really hitting you and moving around, especially with only 2 guns. That's tough to take. But with his 2 compatriots now blasting off into separate directions, Rex by himself, the last of the nutters. Yeah, what does it look like when you blow this ship out of the air?
David, any
What do you
thoughts?
think? Well, let me ask this, Pat. Like, what type of guns are we on? Are they just like
You've got
pew
sort
pew
of
pew?
like no, they're like a laser, like almost like the guns I imagine from like an AT-AT of like a pew 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 pew.
Okay. My original thought was that but it's only one shot. But anyway, for flavor, I thought like I could shoot a wing, you could shoot a wing, and then as it like starts to like dovetail, then he screams like, I don't know, you'll never get me alive, or whatever the fuck he decides to scream as his last proclamation before he gets obliterated, and then at the same time we both go and it just completely blow apart.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. That is so funny, David. That's literally my thought, that we both slide off a wing, so it's just this little rocket that's left.
Yeah.
And as we load our second shots to finish him off, he just goes, nuts.
Yeah, he's flying in before you
I like
shoot
that
him, and he's
better.
like, Rex, hey, and you shoot his wings up. Ship explodes behind you.
Are the other Nutter brothers like within hail, or like are they gone?
Yeah, you could probably communicate to Taser or Funk if you so chose.
I'll call in. I will patch in Taser and Funk if they'll answer my hail.
Yeah, they'll both come in. You get a dual call with a couple pretty ugly looking kobolds.
My deepest condolences for the loss of your foolish leader. I did warn him. I'd really like to not do that again. Please leave us alone.
What is your name?
I don't think you've earned the right to learn my name.
Oh, snaps, bitch.
The other one seems like he's gonna piss himself just from that answer.
What is your ship's name?
Please leave.
The first one goes,
The please leave shall know our anger soon enough.
and we'll hang up.
And then they
That's
fly
the legend
away.
was born.
Usually.
It gets on like the global comm. I really didn't want to kill any kobolds today. I don't like killing kobolds.
David, tell me if it's okay. Levi and Bjorn didn't know they were going to be kicked on global comms. They're already getting hot and heavy in one of the gunning nests.
Right?
The way
Sorry,
you
Cap,
took-
we're busy.
The way you took that shot, I want you to. Oh, fucking hell!
I was just gonna go. Ilya's gonna take a deep breath. What have I gotten myself into?
Wait, you want to join? Is that what you're saying?
No, he's off the comms now.
Oh, okay.
Why do you still have your comm on?
At that point, Graham will speak up to y'all and will say, everyone should probably settle down a little bit and get ready for a landing. We're heading into Culex now.
Oh, wonderful. And then Elior takes a breath and goes, Quinn, I can't believe I'm asking you this question, but could you give me everything you know on the Nutter brothers?
Yeah, give me a minute. That's not a quick lookup.
You gotta filter a lot of results.
I don't want to know what the galactic internet shows when you Google that.
Yeah, there's a real refined search to do there. Thanks for this one.
The Kobold Nutter Brothers.
That doesn't narrow it down.
We're just gonna let him run his calculations. Great. I guess we're safe. For now.
So it's over, right? She says on comms. I can stand down. No repairs needed. Doing diagnostics doesn't look like they hit us once.
You took 12% shield damage.
Oh no. I don't know if I can fix it. Okay, bye.
Yeah, it's already back up to 11 with its regeneration.
Oh my god. Elior's just gonna take a deep breath. Everyone, please prepare for landing.
Ooh.
And you are brought into the atmosphere of Culex. As you see rising above the rainforests, a lot of buildings, a lot of growth on them, ships moving and flying about. You see lots of avian species sort of taking over most of the upper altitudes. It seems to be a heavily populated area. A few sort of flying land masses, either artificial or natural. It's tough to tell where cities seem to sprawl out. You can see some oases in the middle, and a lot of the avian species of this planet seem to spend their time there. As you go lower, the trees get pretty dense out further from Port Therian, where you're landing in. But as you sort of come upon the main river that sort of cuts through most of the planet itself, you can see the trees have sort of naturally gone out, and while there's still a decent amount of fauna in and around, it definitely seems to be much more of a civilized part of the planet.
Elior, probably being alone on the bridge, looks gobsmacked at this, because this is the first port he's ever been to.
That's
Besides
right.
Port Titan.
You fly through, especially with the view that you can have from the ethereal arc. You can kind of see all about you. A couple creatures will sort of fly in and almost mark the ship as it comes in, and two large, like light blue winged creatures sort of start flying in tandem around the ship, and kind of mark you for a little bit until they get bored, and will fly off down into the jungle and dive by. You get a few comms from the ship that Quinn seems to handle without any problem, and he'll reach out to you quickly and say, Captain, any special accommodations you're looking for upon landing?
Could you define accommodations?
Well, we're gonna make sure we get a refuel, a little bit of extra food on board for Pepper, a quick restock for some supplies and things. But if there's anything anyone on the crew wants to make sure we have aboard in particular, or if you'd like to make sure we start following a certain protocol, we can make sure we get that set up with anyone before you guys have to take off again.
Protocol. Well, we should get accommodations in the city, I suppose. And everybody, Elior is now realizing like how much of a captain he is, and he's just like, blah, 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 blah. So he goes, I'm so sorry, Quinn, I really hadn't thought that far ahead. I say we convene a meeting here tomorrow morning at 9. Everybody can get their own accommodations and arrange them through you. And I need help offloading this cargo before the nutters show up again.
Yeah, of course. We'll maybe have to figure that out together. Lyra kind of handled a lot of the sales portion, but we can definitely get in contact with some markets and see who's buying.
Good. The sooner the better, and at the best price we can get, and preferably if somebody's open to bartering. I can take lead on that.
Sure thing. And I do see that there's a pretty well-reviewed Bilica house here on the planet that a lot of people stay at for their city accommodations when they leave the ship. If you want me to check for a block of rooms for you all.
I think that would be wonderful.
Sure.
Quinn, are Levi and Bjorn done with whatever it is they're doing?
I try not to check. I'm not that kind of eavesdropper. I'm available if you ask me, but I listen for Quinn, and that's it.
I didn't really know how to ask you that in a polite and sensible way. It's just he just gets on the global comms. Everyone, I've arranged accommodations.
You hear a shower running in the back, and you're turned off, and you hear Bjorn get on his comms.
Yeah.
Awesome. Where are we staying?
Like a hotel?
I don't know, but sure.
I'll stay behind on the ship with whoever else wants to. I think somebody ought to be on board with the cargo.
I'll stay behind, Cap.
Oh, thank you, Levi. That would be appreciated. Everybody else, you're free to roam the planet. I just ask that you come back here tomorrow morning for breakfast. I would like to get a head count of who's sticking around.
Yeah, Captain, can I have a word with you? After we, can I stay after class, please?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
And Elior, that was Sud raising his hand, yes?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, that's fine. I wanted to make sure.
Yeah, I'm staying around.
Oh, all right, well, great. That's wonderful. Click, where should I meet you?
Fucked if I know. I don't know. We could stay here to just let the people leave. I've seen these really cool TV shows where, like, a long time ago, people in power, aka you, would say, like, leave us, or, like, we need the room, and then, like, people would just, like, leave. I don't know. It's really cool.
Elior just kind of shimmies in his chair and, like, in a very debonair voice goes, click to the bridge. Time we have a little conversation.
Okay.
At that, can we take a quick 5-minute break because I gotta pee?
And
I
Elior
gotta
will
smoke more.
Yes, Elior smiles really big when Sud says he's staying, by the way. He just can't see it because we're on the comms.
Meanwhile, Sud is panicking because he can't remember what he agreed to. Like, I think we needed, like, help with writing or something. I don't know. But he's been anxious this whole time about it.
Oh no, we were supposed to research, but then we got attacked by kobolds.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a drink and maybe half a gummy.
See you all in a minute.
It's the perfect shirt for a gummy.
This right here, this shirt,
Yeah, it's a perfect shirt for a gummy.
I tried.
I love that shirt.
Thank you. It's one of my favorites. Right, I'll be right back.
Sounds good. Staying in the ship, huh? You don't get to go? Said we'll stay behind if you want to go.
No. Levi, he has he feels like no one is, like, taking the seriousness of this shard of Baitnov seriously.
Yeah, that's super fair.
So
That's
he
super
feels responsible.
Yeah, we're a
To
bunch of kids just running around with like one of the most powerful weapons in the entire universe. Like,
right. So yeah,
yeah, that's
he
super
wants
fair.
to one, make sure that it's protected, but
Yep.
also like he wants to know like as soon as shit starts getting fucky, you know?
Yeah. No, you're a good one to stay behind then, because I don't think Sud can do anything if someone tries to take it.
Hey, you know better than I. Hey, listen, those
I will-
those
I will
little
reveal this to the party as we go on. The Elior is spinning so many plates right now; it's ridiculous.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, the dex. Yeah. What is your dex at originally?
My dex was 14. It's my secondary combat skill because he's a bow user.
All
So
right,
now-
well that's useful at least.
yeah.
If Bjorn got it, I mean, I think that's his top stat, so it's a
Oh,
good
yeah.
one to have, man.
I'm terrified for when I get a charisma bonus because I'm already at 18 at level 3 right now. So that's
Yeah, I think at level 6 or something 5 or something like that, I might have that option. I don't have it yet though.
oh,
I
I'm
have
very
I have dex score increase, intelligence score increase, and advantage on wisdom checks as the positives. So I think Charisma's a little later, but
Yeah.
it will come.
I did contemplate why a character who has never left his home planet, who's very diplomatic, would just blow up some kobolds and act that way. But I think it makes sense because kobolds are pretty notorious.
Yeah.
For being shitty.
Also, like, yeah, they're pretty shitty. I was like, they're kind of like, I don't know. There's like a hierarchy of life. This is not what Sud believes, but like insects, if you step on an ant, I don't know. Like it really depends. I don't
Yeah.
know how they're perceived on the grand scale of things, but I can't imagine they're very high up.
They're goblin adjacent, from what I
Yeah.
understand. And I think the bigger logic was I was hoping that deception would just drive them away, but then it didn't work. And then I didn't anticipate our apparently crap guns to do this brilliant Looney Tunes performance from the Beyond the Monitor.
I think if you
Yeah.
asked Bjorn, Bjorn would be like, "It's a shame to kill anyone. Like, kobolds are sentient. You can be friends with kobolds, but like, if someone's trying to shake you down and is literally shooting at you, all bets are off."
Yeah, that's fair.
It's very
Levi can
weird.
give two fucks.
Yeah. It's very weird going from a character who is so self-assured of themselves to a character who is arguably like better stat-wise, but less sure of themselves because Ryan's like, oh, I can just do anything in this situation per my stat block. But Elior's confused and overwhelmed right now, so
I think there's also with like D&D characters, like, your stat can show that you're good at something, but you can find nuance in that, like of certain areas that they may not be good at. So like hypothetically, like, a very charismatic person may have tons of self-doubt.
Very true.
I am a blood hunter that cannot see. I have a perception of 0.
There you go.
I adore it.
All right. As you call your meeting at the bridge.
Oh, I let everybody off the ship who wanted to be off. I think the meeting's in the morning
Gotcha. Okay.
over breakfast.
Mhm.
Breakfast meeting.
A
I do need to talk to. I have to talk to Click.
That's what I.
Oh,
that's what I
that's
meant.
what- okay,
Is
yes.
your meeting with Vic?
Elior
That
will.
seems really official. I don't like the word meeting.
Elior. Well, actually, I feel like there's a chair, and when Click comes in, Elior will spin around, like in the movies or in the books, like Click was saying, and just be like, "Welcome."
This is amazing. Okay, sorry. Hi.
Hi.
I'm gonna sit. Can I sit? It's sitting. We're sitting.
Oh, of course you can sit.
All right. Two things I feel we should talk about. One, I really like this ship. The ship is really cool. I just want to make sure you know, like, Lyra, or Captain, the old captain, the former captain, and I and Darwin were really close, and we were leaving because her dad was following our ship a little bit, like kind of close, and I happen to know that they didn't really get along, but he probably doesn't know that she's not alive yet, and maybe he's probably not gonna be super awesome with that. I just wanted to make sure that you're prepared for that. Wait, you know who your dad is. You know who he is, right? I think.
Elior puts his hand out and goes, Ryan might have misspoke, but Elior will go. The very first thing I did after breakfast this morning, Click, was inquire about the whereabouts and history of Lieutenant Nightshade.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
Cool.
all right. Oh, I know that you've been on the ship before. I didn't know. She doesn't usually talk about that much, so I just wanted to, like, make sure that, like, if the ship was, like, in trouble,
She didn't really tell me much, but when her father did come up, it wasn't very fun to hear.
Yeah, he sucks.
I
Sorry,
think
he's not very nice.
Elior just kind of looks like Click, realizes he doesn't have to act like a captain right now, and kind of relaxes a bit and goes, Click, I think Lieutenant Nightshade might have had something to do with Lyra needing to leave Port Titan.
Yeah, I think so too. She always gets this, like, weird. She always got this weird tick when she was thinking about him, and she was biting her nails an awful lot before we left. So that makes sense.
I haven't shared this widely with the crew. For no other reason than I don't think it would be right to tell them until I had all the context, but the reason that I wanted to go through the proper channels of registering the ship is because if the lieutenant does come after us, I need every piece of paper or digital footprint I can get to make sure that it's known that he's going after the Ethereal Ark and not Lyra Nightshade's ship.
Knowing what I know of the guy, he is intense. I don't know if that's necessarily gonna matter. I don't think he wants to take the ship back. I don't think that's his plan.
Elior's gonna take a minute to think. Okay, maybe this is silly. I think of it like this. If Lieutenant Nightshade is a part of the military, which his title would say that he is, then if he were to attack, it would need to be of his own volition. If he were to do it within the realm of the military, Well, it's not always a sure bet. But it's very easy to get retribution on somebody when they break the rules. I'm not trying to stop him. He's gonna come, Click. He's gonna come after us. I know that. But I think Lyra would want to know that we boxed him in as much as we could.
Oh, fuck yeah, she would. Fuck that guy.
That doesn't mean you're wrong. I just don't want to seem naive.
No, you don't. I think he's gonna come at it a different way. I think he's gonna maybe say that we were responsible for her death in a way. And maybe
where?
make it more of like a captain slaughter type situation. I don't know.
I'm aware.
Just I whatever. I'm not good with this stuff. The second thing that I wanted to ask you, we don't have a huge relationship or anything. You've been on the ship a couple times, but I don't have any official training, and we're at a big port. And if you wanted someone who's more qualified or certified or probably does things in a more standardized way, no hard feelings if you want me to go my own separate way. I totally get that.
Does Elior sense a deep well of love for this ship, or is Click like trying to get off the ship and do something else?
I'm not gonna bring in a third character.
No. No. I'm wondering if like the sentiment here is I'd like to leave and go out and do some stuff before breakfast tomorrow, or if it's like I really would like to stay. Like I'd really like to stay.
Oh, I want to stay, but I love the ship and I want the current captain of the ship to make the decision that they think is best for the ship. And if that doesn't include her, that she is 100% okay with that, and she knows that Lyra was the reason that she was hired for this, and
he looks
else
at
would have given her the time of day.
He gets down to Click's level.
Are you laying down?
No, I'm just kneeling really low. And I go, Click, you love this ship. That's enough for me.
Okay. That's probably for the best. I've made some repairs that I don't know if some people would be able to figure out.
I mean,
the mapping's a little odd. I had to work with it.
I always encourage people to learn more about the things that they're passionate about. But I think if Lyra were here, I think she'd say we have to trust the ship. People who follow standards don't trust the ship. They trust themselves. Why is Bjorn rolling a stealth check then? I'm just kidding. I'm just saying I can see it.
Wait, I didn't mean to. I literally didn't roll anything. What happened?
Oh, I just said you rolled stealth. That's funny. Elior goes, Click, I'm really sorry about Lyra. I wanted to talk to you yesterday, but everything happened so fast.
And she gets a little sad. Yeah. Me too. She was a good captain. My only captain. Well, not anymore. She was a good friend.
She really cared about you.
I like to think so.
I know so, Click. I know so. I'm here if you need me. I really am. Things notwithstanding. And I mean it when I say I trust you with this ship. And I trust you to hold me accountable if I do anything to mess her up.
I won't let you.
That's
I
an
won't
order.
let you.
Elior just looks at her.
Specifically.
Elior goes, is that an order?
No, I don't do that. I don't do that.
No, he's winking like, say that's an order back to him.
Oh, yeah, that's an order. Sir. Right? That's how they do it in the movies.
Elior is genuinely laughing in game as you're doing this, like in a jovial way. All right. Well, I have a little research to do about Lieutenant Nightshade with Sud. I hope he's okay. Are you okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I
At
need to
some-
make some new fucking friends. All my friends
And
fucking left.
Elior will say as she walks, like, as he's leaving, oh, and at some point I'll need a tour of the ship. I'd like to learn more about it from your perspective.
Okay, you won't fit in the vents, but I can show you some really cool places. I bet even Levi hasn't found some of the guns yet.
Oh, goodness, let's not tell Levi, okay?
I'm not going to. Are you kidding? Those are mine.
Click makes Elior laugh and smile quite a bit. If that's the intention, it's working. I hope that that's not coming off as condescending.
No, she likes to make people laugh.
What are you up to, Sud?
Are we off the ship or still on the ship? We've docked, correct?
Yeah, you've docked, so you are more than welcome to depart the ship.
We are at port. You can come and go as you please.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So we'll start wandering the streets, I suppose. And kind of. I'd probably go with someone. I wouldn't go out there alone. So I'd get lost. So I would pick. I'd pick Mr. Bjorn to tail, kind of by his side. And I'd probably. Do I have any money? What money do we have again?
So you all have effectively like money. Like you can go to any stall and buy yourself food. You could buy yourself some clothes, get alcohol, and all of that. Feel free to get items even that you need. Magical stuff would cost credits. Right now, I would say realistically, any of you would have up to maybe 10 credits to your name, unless if one of you wants to have a conversation backstory wise of why you might have more, that would be totally cool with me. But that's probably, without this job happening, that's probably 5 to 10 credits is the most that you would have for general like big purchases. But that really, like anything that you'd want to buy, for the most part, you can just say you want to go buy.
Okay. Well, Bjorn, is it alright if I go with you out there, or?
Yeah, that's fine. I know it's a big city out there. Pretty
Oh,
used to it.
good. Oh, yeah. I'll feel just so much better if I'm with someone I trust wholeheartedly, wholeheartedly.
Yeah. Do you want me to like? I was gonna take this backpack with me. I can throw you on top. I don't know if you would prefer that than walking around.
Yeah, that sounds so much better. My feet are already soaking wet.
What? Why are your feet wet?
I stepped in some wine when I went to find the horse. I was a little tipsy earlier. I don't drink much. Soaked right up. I don't feel so good, Bjorn.
Here's the thing. Normally, when I'm with someone who's a bit drunk, I recommend they have a coffee. I don't know if that counts as like drinking your own. It's kind of drinking your own substance, you know?
I just don't really think much about it, to be honest.
I'll tell you what,
I have so much else to think about, you know?
Yeah, we're gonna take you by the duck pond because I'm not cleaning your feet, but you can at least get them wet there. And then most of these ports tend to have like a tiefling tea shop. We'll get a little bit different than drinking what's already inside of you.
Sounds nice.
Do you ever
Mr. Bjorn?
experience existential dread being a coffee machine?
All the time.
All right, I can feel that. Let's get going.
Mr.
Sorry, Andrew,
Bjorn,
what were you gonna say?
Do you have a last name?
Oh yeah, ask a fuck. I've never said it out loud, and I realize it sounds kind of silly. Askaber.
Askiber. Askiber. Askicker. Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that name. Good one.
Where I come from, it's a common last name. It means son of Ash.
Hey, that explains all the ash that you had just lying around.
Oh, that's from something else. That's from a couple
Okay.
of something else's. Don't worry about it. Anyway, city adventure.
All right. You guys depart. Anyone else tagging along?
I would definitely be down to go around with anyone, including shoot, not Darwin, the other one.
Wrigley.
Wrigley, yeah.
Wrigley will say, if you wouldn't mind, some ports have these delicious like roasted nuts. If you could grab some of those, that would be lovely. But I've got a bit of reading to catch up on.
I already roasted one nut today. I don't see why I can't get more roasted nuts.
I appreciate it.
No problem.
All right. The two of you head out, and while only you two go, I will go ahead and show all of you the grounding down at Port Therian. Sits right on the river. They sort of have a lot of docks that sit on top of it. There's only a small little pathway that is actually manageable through the river. There's some canoes and boats that traverse it for some quick movement between areas. Yeah, things are hustling and bustling. Right here, there's a lot of stuff specifically for ship repair, ship refueling. A lot of algae tanks are sitting and waiting to be replaced. You do spot almost immediately a couple food stalls, a couple hair salons, massage parlors. There's a bar too, a coffee place. Yeah. What are you all looking to get out of your port side rendezvous? That tiefling tea?
Yeah, if that's available. I just kind of came up with that on the spot.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that, and then swinging by the bar, definitely at one point.
Cool. Yeah, you start walking, and you can see a lot of these port towns give out little directories of the nearest little shops and taverns, inns and stuff for off-worlders. And you can spot in and around the sort of relaxation area, there is a place called Solar Infusion Teas and Brews. Looks like a fairly promising spot. It's only about a block away. The area is pretty nice. It's kind of a hot day here at the port. It's always pretty humid. In Culex, the forest sort of holds a ton of moisture. If it's not raining, it's sweating. But you make it to Solar Infusion Tea, and as promised, it is one of the deluxe tiefling owned properties in sort of a not galactic chain, but at least in the Phineas system, they're very popular. They have a specials board with a very like pink and green drawing of something they're calling their starfruit squeeze, of some local fruits that are used with their classic teas, and a little uh, in this instance, a little gnome will actually sort of walk up and climb up a stool. Go, hey, what's going on? Welcome to Solar Infusion. We're trying a bit of a new makeover with the change of the seasons. So we got some of our refreshers going out. Starfruit Squeeze is an absolute blast. I really like the Blue Dwarf Shake too. That's got a lot of extra energy. But if you're looking to relax a little bit, the Chrono Chai is a real killer.
I'm pretty relaxed, but my buddy here could use just something to kind of take the peak up, after a hangover, and then something to kind of take the edge off.
Okay. Maybe I get you like a comet cooler. You think maybe it's a little slushy? Got some Vibamelon in it.
How's that sound, Sudsy?
Yeah, that sounds great. Thank you.
All right, pop that up. I apologize. Was there anything for you?
Just got anything really deep and dank, like
Deep
an oolong?
and dank. We got our Void Brew coffee. That I can tell that's not about to hit it.
I mean that
Maybe
does sound good, but I'm hanging out with a sentient coffee maker, and I don't know if there's weird
oh,
politics about me drinking other coffee
I
around.
apologize. I did not want to assume. Maybe a plasma storm. It's a little spicy. It's got some peppers actually that are sort of brewed in with it. We got the Aether elixir. That's a favorite for kind of a more I'll be honest, a little grassier. Some folks are a little more on the more natural flavors in that.
Let's do the spicy one, and if you can make it extra spicy, if that's possible.
A double plasma storm. All right, I got you. All right, we'll get those right up to you. Go ahead and take a seat anywhere you like. Nice little like sort of low lighting, comfortable couches. You can see behind the counter there's a couple tieflings going about their business. No gloves used at all, handling hot things. They seem to be pros. And yeah, they bring over your drinks. The plasma storm is sort of smoking a little bit. You can't tell if it's just from the hot tea or the peppers itself. And the quantum cool. No, hang on. You got the comet cooler. Is nice. It has like when they bring it over, it's a blue drink, and then she comes over and she takes a little peel of this fruit. She calls the Vibamelon, and as she squeezes the Vibamelon into it, the juices hit, and it starts to change the blue color of the tea into this like purplish red, and it starts to like kind of seep through as it steeps. She goes, "All right, you enjoy. Let me know if you need anything."
Thank you kindly. As I start drinking, Bjorn will all of a sudden stop and go, "I was so rude. You asked my last name. I didn't ask if you have one."
I don't know. I don't remember. I suppose.
You don't remember?
It's just been so long since I've tried to remember. I just know people call me Sud. But I think my first name is... I don't really like it that much.
What is it?
It's Warren.
Warren?
It's a terrible name.
Warren Sud.
So your first name's Warren. If you don't like it, that's fine. I have to call you that. How old are you, Sud?
I don't remember.
I mean, I can sympathize with that. Anything more than about 55 years ago, and it's especially a blur.
It's just... You can see inside of his like little globe head that like dust is always churning in there. And like it just seems like there's kind of like this chaotic like in a vacuum bag
It's always like air is always blowing in, so it's always swirling. It's almost as if like he can never get his thoughts straight.
Suds, has anyone ever talked to you about meditation?
I don't know what that is.
What happened to David? Did he just have internet issues?
Oh, he just lost power.
Oh,
No.
Yikes.
I mean, I guess we can keep going for now.
Yeah, we're it's yeah, probably not.
Yeah. All right. Would you be willing to try something with me, Suds? If you don't like it, we can stop it.
Can I drink my smoothie while we do it?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Get comfortable in your seat. Do you breathe, right?
You can hear like like a vacuum kind of sound, like in and out,
Yeah.
but it sounds like he's like breathing through an inhaler.
We really should get you checked out by someone. But just the best you can, inhale and exhale. And Bjorn will kind of go through like a really basic meditation. Like just sit back and kind of feel every part of your body. Just let the noises around you pass. You can kind of acknowledge them or not so much. And as they kind of get into that meditation, Bjorn will just kind of let it ride for like a little one, like 5 minutes. And those 5, Bjorn will kind of whisper, seemingly not to you, but to someone else, just like, "No, I gotta go. I'm talking to Suds. We can talk later." Suds, okay, yeah. How you doing?
Inside the globe, as he's trying to like calm and think internally and like just or just meditate and not think about anything, the dust inside of his globe has little bit of like static spark to it, so it's almost as if like the dust bunnies are kind of sparking like brush or twigs like light on fire right on the end. So it's like no smoke is really being created, but you can see like sparks, like neurons kind of like burning the dust a little bit.
Does it look like cool and good or like scary and bad, or is it impossible to tell?
It looks like a starry night in a dust bowl.
Bjorn will kind of just be.
Kinda like...
Go ahead, sorry.
Oh, he's just humming. He's kind of humming a song.
I think probably Bjorn's just really awestruck by this. This looks really special. And for a second, try and interrupt Suds. I think he'll just kind of sit back with his spicy tea and let Suds stay in that state as long as he wants.
Yeah, he's very like he's awake, conscious, but he'll probably stay there for like a really long time if you don't touch him. Like, probably wouldn't even notice that you would leave.
Oh no, Bjorn wouldn't leave him. I think eventually Bjorn gets a little bit fidgety, but just kind of like takes like whatever silverware is on the table and is kind of just like tossing it up and down and juggling it. But Bjorn will just kind of people watch as long as Suds wants to stay there. Unless like it gets to like hours, at which point Bjorn might be like, Suds.
Right.
Suds.
I feel like the point of where it would like become stale is that Sud would go and he would finish the drink and continue to be sucking. So it's just like making that like the end of a smoothie sound where it's like nothing's going up the straw.
Suds, I'm not sure that's good for you. If you want to keep relaxing, I'm done with my tea and I would like to switch to something a little bit harder. So why don't we go to the bar over there? But you can just keep zoning out. I can just put you on my backpack. It's no problem. But he will take away your cup because he's actively concerned you're giving yourself a respiratory issue just sucking on nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. Just breathing through a straw. That's funny.
I don't want to interrupt the scene, but I think I have a very good way to leave us on a cliffhanger.
Go for it.
Unless there was anything you wanted to do, or Christina. Can the ship make calls?
Of course it can.
Yeah.
You're not the DM anymore.
I was never the DM. It's my ship.
Would it be able to make calls back to Port Titan, Pat?
You're still within the solar system, so yeah.
As soon as Ellie...
Oh, you just broke out, sorry.
Oh, it's okay. I think Click would have probably noticed that Elior was starting to look a little pale by the end of their conversation. And he's going to go to the captain's quarters, and he's going to take a deep breath, and he's going to go, okay. Hey, Quinn.
What's going on?
I need to make a phone call.
You got it.
Can you connect me to Susanna Thornwhistle, please?
Ooh.
That's Elior's mom. I am not going to make you roleplay that, but right now, that is the thing he will do. Once everyone's off the ship.
Yeah, once you get the place to yourself, or your place to yourself at least. Yeah, the request will go and Cole will go. Sure. Give me just a minute to make a connection. And as it does, starts to get a little fuzz sending out through the solar system out across the light years that you've traveled so far, skipping the Feywild and taking the direct route. And yeah, here as you are on this new planet, new things to unfold. A few of you taking a little time to take in the sights, enjoy the new atmosphere, perhaps. And we will see what exactly befalls us the next time.
This was a fun little bridge session to get us to the next destination.
Yeah.
I gotta shoot a thing.
Yeah, you guys get to blow something up. I'll have to make sure I mark that as some XP, combat XP. Our first combat XP session. We'll be adding on in no time. Since today is the 9th. Blew up one, you flew 2 others away, right?
Yeah.
I would say we diplomatically handled
yeah.
the situation.
Yeah. You guys don't have to kill everything to destroy everything.
I did get rid of 2 of them and threatened them really badly.
Okay, yeah, you guys are barreling close. I think, given what's that? 7, 6, 2. Realistically, next encounter you guys have could probably be the thing that hits you to the next level. I track, like I do milestone leveling, but I track XP like estimated from roleplay and from combat, so it'll get there. But cool. Yeah, this is a neat one to get you guys to a new planet and set up. I'm excited to see the next couple things that happen. We'll start off on a fun note, and we'll have to talk a little bit, Ryan, about how that conversation might go.
Yes. I adored our conversation, Christina. I like Click a lot.
Me too. I hope it wasn't too much click time.
No!
No.
God, no. I'm worried it's too much Elior time all the time. So. You all are great. It's just a baby.
Yes.
I appreciate you all. Thanks for letting me come even if I was very sleepy today, but this was still very fun.
Yeah.
The cold needs to go away so we can all be more awake.
Yeah, right. Get a little brighter out. Would be nice.
Sean, are you getting hit hard too with cold?
Yeah, it's pretty freezing. Yeah, that's why I'm in my. I don't have any insulation in my room, so it's like
No.
an ice box in here.
Oh,
Oh
friend.
my
Yeah.
god.
That's the
yeah,
roof.
right.
So all of the air, like all of the heat escapes right through there, so it
Oh,
sucks.
That's tough.
Yeah,
Do you have really warm
but we make
blankets?
do. Yeah, I'm under a comforter and a quilt, so
Oh gosh.
We got to get you a space heater mailed to you or something.
I so I mean I've been renting different apartments since like junior year of college, so a couple years now, 5 years. And every single place I've lived in, which is about four, I've never had an insulated or heated room.
Oh man.
What the
Ugh.
fuck?
Yeah, and prices keep increasing.
Yeah,
oh my
that's
god.
so tough.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Our heating in our
When was
bedroom
your
sucks,
birthday
but
so I can
yeah.
buy you something
I have a space
warm.
heater. Yeah. No, it's okay. Next place, that's gonna be a top priority.
Can I knit you a blanket? That'd be appropriate.
No, I have plenty of yeah, no, I'm not complaining. I'm happy to have a roof. So
I would be.
Yeah, I'd be complaining.
I'd be complaining. I didn't have
yeah,
insulation.
but that was a
No,
great
I didn't have
session.
heat for like what, I don't know, what, 3 days in Houston, and it was freezing cold, and I didn't shut up about it. I
She's
still
still complaining
I'm
about it.
still complaining about it.
Yeah,
Oh man.
it's all good.
All right. That was awesome, guys.
That was
Thank
super
you.
fun.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
night, y'all.
Good
All right.
night.
Talk to you later.
Good night.